Cars for us are a way of life, and so is the gasoline they use. A recent spike in gas prices over the last few years have brought up many questions, and now with some experts saying we'll reach a record high in gas prices this spring and oil barrels exceeding the unheard of $100 a barrel price, what are we to do? America's oil problem is nothing new. The oil crisis of 1973 is a perfect example. 35 years ago, and still we seem to be falling into the same cycle. Why have we not learned? Hasn't technology grown? Haven't we moved forward? With hybrids and vegetable oil technology growing, what is the real answer? Vegetable oil would only mean that we would move our dependency to another substance, which would start this whole cycle over again, in a way. And hybrids are like answering A to a question when the answer is all of the above. They only help, not solve the equation. We take history class in school because we can all learn from the past. The answer to our oil dependency is not in the future but in the past. The technology has been created and the efforts have been made, but the oil companies have destroyed these ideas. The oil companies have suppressed inventions that would have lowered the need for oil, but lowering the need for oil would also lower the oil companies' profits. So why would the oil companies want a car with great miles per gallon rating? Inventors have come and gone and have been stopped by the oil companies. The story heard around the automotive world is when someone has an invention, a car with unheard of gas mileage for example, they apply for a patent, the oil companies take notice. Next thing the inventor knows, he gets a knock on the door from the oil company telling him they want to buy his plans, or he will wish they had. And then the idea becomes nothing more than a burned piece of paper. Take for example Ralph Moody and his magic machine, as Time magazine put it. Moody was one half of the Holman Moody racing team that helped Ford create the Ferrari-killing GT40. In the late 1970s, Moody took a Mercury Capri and spent a little under $8,500, $5,000 being the purchase of the car itself, and created a 53 mile per gallon city and 80 mile per gallon highway car, with as much acceleration as a Honda Civic hatchback in that day. Moody tested the car at a college in Daytona Beach. Shortly after the testing, he applied for a patent, found here in Suppressed Inventions by Leroy P. After the patent was applied for, nothing else was heard of this magic machine. How about the Guinness Book of World Records highest mile per gallon car? The 1973 Shell mile per gallon competition car, which was a steel frame 1959 Opel. The record is held at 376.59 miles per gallon. Recently the car was found a forgotten mess somewhere in Florida. A recent article in the Seattle PI examined the car and included some quotes from the new owner. He was quoted as saying, "Here's a car that was 20 years old at the time of the contest, that was the project of a couple guys in a garage. You can't tell me we can't do better than this with cars today." The same Shell team that built the car wrote a book titled Fuel Economy of the Gasoline Engine, where on page 39 the then CEO of General Motors was quoted as saying that there will be cars with 80 miles per gallon in less than 10 years. Why was this car left to die in the weeds in Florida? And what happened to Ralph Moody's ride? Today we look at hybrids and vegetable oil when the answer is not in the future but in the past. McMillan, the new owner of the Shell car, also said, "They tell us hybrids are the answer. I think the answer, at least part of it, is right here."